Yeah.
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 Dun
Yeah.
dun dun dun.
Yeah,
Bam,
yeah,
bam,
yeah,
bam,
yeah.
bam.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
meta now?
Of like singing the song at the
The,
beginning.
the intro for what do we do?
Well,
We tried to move past it.
Yeah,
Oh, did we?
I think it's like ironically doing the song now. Whereas I guess it was always ironically, but ironically also fucking it up on purpose.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun
Yep.
Yeah.
dun dun.
All right, we're done. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to week 9.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Wow,
week
week
9.
9. Woo,
Yeah.
we're flying
Season's
through.
almost over.
I know, we're like halfway
That's
done.
not what.
Hey,
And then the
Bear,
playoffs.
look, you root for a good team. Your season doesn't end at the end of the regular
Yeah.
season, okay? Mine does.
Your season doesn't end after week 4, Bear. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Your season
Yeah.
begins at week 4.
Well, speaking of the Patriots, let's talk about that right off the bat. 3 quarters, we were like awesome.
Yeah,
Packers were.
I mostly want to hear you talk about it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
Both of you guys get to talk about the same game today.
I know.
That's exciting.
So yeah,
Made a
it
point
was.
of it to be here for this.
it was a good game. I didn't catch like the first half of it. I caught the second half because we were at Disneyland. And then as we got back and we were like getting ready for dinner, so I was like, all right, I'll watch like the rest of it. And I was like, hey, we like tied it up.
Dude,
Like,
you
this is great.
totally like you should have switched your itinerary there. I don't mean to like hindsight you on this one, but you would have had such a better day if you had first watched the game and then been like, "Oh, what a great first half! Let's go to Disneyland and not
Yeah,
worry
that
about
would
this." End."
that
Yeah,
would
right,
have
yeah.
been a lot better. And it would have been better if Mike McCarthy also decided to go to Disneyland and just left the stadium. So if you didn't know, there was actually a play where Mike McCarthy, despite last week saying, "Hey, what do you want to do from the 1-yard line?" I don't know, run up the middle. Decided, hey, what if we just do that again? That'd be fun. Now this time, luckily, it
Eventually
worked,
it'll
even
work.
though it was just like a guy missing a tackle. And it was, I hate our play calling. It's like predictable. It's dumb. Our coaching's bad. You got guys slapping guys. We got rid of Haha, which honestly you can't even tell, which is why I didn't care about us trading Haha. And little fun fact here: guess who gave up Julio Jones' touchdown for the first time in like 2 years?
First touchdown in
Could
forever.
it be Haha
Yeah.
Clinton Dix missing a
Oh,
tackle?
Aaron Rodgers? All right.
I can't believe it. Unbelievable. So yeah. Overall, I was feeling good. I was like, oh yeah, we're driving, we're gonna take the lead, and then the fumble, and that was it. After that, it was like, oh, this is over.
That fumble was huge. I mean, obviously, you talk about turnovers as being big plays, but that was like, I felt like you guys were completely in the game. Maybe even had the momentum on your side at that point. And then, like, boom, it's like you hit a brick wall. And then the Patriots were like, okay, thanks. We'll go ahead and win.
Yeah.
And it was like night and day. Like, all of a sudden, A-Rod could do nothing. And Tom wasn't really honestly having that great of a game. He went 300 yards for a touchdown. Is pretty good. But like Cordero Patterson, first of all of a sudden became our leading rusher when James White had to go out and just acted like he'd been our lead running back all year. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So he did a bang up job running up, getting a touchdown and 61 yards. I think that was the Patriots tweeted this out. That's like the most yards ever from scrimmage by a wide receiver in Patriots history. So that's kind of cool.
That sounds
that's
like
cool.
a Packer stat. We love giving up the most yards to like random wide receivers out of the backfield.
Mhm. And then I think, well, okay, man, Josh fucking Gordon is just, he's fully
Correct.
completely like assume the role. He's done learning. He doesn't have to learn anything else. He's okay. Yeah, no, I'm a Patriot now. No, I figured it out.
Yep. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it as much as I thought I would hate it. I'm the Nostradamus of hating it. I knew it.
I hate
Yep.
being right all the time. Oh,
Yeah,
man,
it's really rough. It's really rough.
what a great prediction that
It
was.
took
man.
all of 5 games, but I honestly feel like now he's figured it out. He's honestly like one of the best Patriots receivers I've seen. Maybe I'm hyping that up a little bit, but he's just so good all of a sudden. It's crazy.
He's pretty good.
We're killing it. Van Noy, by the way, I don't know why people are kind of underselling his value, but he's like leading the Pats on defense every game. He's been killer. So
9 total tackles
for him too.
Yo, I mean, it's like, you know, speaking from the outside looking in here on this game, this kind of felt like a very, again, classic Bill Belichick match where it's like, oh yeah, it's competitive in the first half, or even the Patriots. Like a lot of the time, the Patriots are just like kind of getting shit on in the first half. And then the second half, Bill Belichick just dissects exactly what everyone's doing and be like, we're winning now.
I'm so used to it. Like, it's abnormal when it doesn't go that way.
It's very frustrating.
Like, when we're winning the whole game, thinking, like, this isn't right. Like, oh, no, we're okay, but then we're going to win by 50? That's the Titans we're playing against. Okay, that's why that's happening.
See, our thing is, it's kind of like the opposite, where Aaron Rodgers carries us, and then Mike McCarthy's like, all right, how do we get out coached here? And it's like, all right, how about a random fumble? How about not having the guy you told to take a knee in the end zone run it out and fumble it? Okay, how about giving up an onside kick in the championship game? All right, this is good.
Yeah, I want to ask a two-parter to you, Crendor, which is, one, are you on the fuck McCarthy train? And 2, how long have you been on it?
I've been on and off that train for a few years. You know, it's kind of like you ride it and then they start winning, but then you're like, is it him or is it Aaron Rodgers? You know, correcting his mistakes and kind of carrying him through.
Rodgers.
Yeah, it's kind of like McCarthy's just copying his answers in school, and he's like, hey, I got an A. I'm a good coach. So I think there's a lot of...
You can do better than him right now?
What's the problem is, like, I don't think there's anyone available right now. So even though I don't want him there, I feel like it's probably the best thing for our team until the season's over. Once the season's over, I want him gone, like, 100%.
I mean, but like, you could always have Jason Garrett. Apparently, he's public enemy number 1 now.
Hugh Jackson. We could bring in Hugh Jackson.
Yeah, hey, look.
He'd love to play for the Pats.
Hugh Jackson is a terrible head coach, but he was a pretty good offensive coordinator.
That's true.
He's caused at least 3 touchdowns to be made in his career.
He was the OC when Andy Dalton was having his like MVP year, and then ever since he's been kind of Andy Dalton again. So
dark horse candidate Tim Tebow.
Get Tim Tebow to coach the Packers.
He's got some downtime now.
At this point, why not? Just try it.
He's got Jesus on his side, coach.
He's won a playoff game.
Here's my biggest issue right now. We don't do what works, and it's really frustrating. So it's like, I'll just watch, and I'll be like, hey, look, we can do a quick slant. You know, the defense gives it up easily. You just do a quick slant to, like, you know, Adams or Cobb or Valdez-Scantling or whoever. And then they're like, let's instead hold on to the ball for like 8 seconds and take a sack, throw it in a really awkward position and nobody catches it, or like just bomb it and it's incomplete. And it's like, do you guys remember the Bears game where we just went to quick slants the entire second half and looked like the best offense ever? Why don't we do that again? That was fun. And it's like, no, what if we do like a quick screen pass to nothing and we run it up the middle and then we just bomb it and nothing happens? It's like,
sounds like the Jets offense.
It sounds like any bad offense that's ever been bad, basically.
Y'all rely so much on A-Rod, which you mean like it's hard not to, but Belichick spent so long at his press conference after the game just gushing about how Aaron Rodgers was basically like the saving grace of their offense the whole time because he was so damn good.
Even Rodgers misses a lot of open targets. Like I'll see things they show where like a lot of times he'll not throw it to a guy because he doesn't trust them, or he like looks for a down the field pass instead of giving what the defense takes him. So like he doesn't throw interceptions, but sometimes he's like overly cautious with it, and it's kind of frustrating. But you know, you can't like be like, yeah, bench him.
No, like right, yeah. But I mean, like, it's also like if he doesn't trust his receivers, one, that's a coaching problem, and two, like, I don't really blame him.
Yeah.
You know, like, you guys are 3-4-1 on this year. Like, and Aaron Rodgers has been, you know, he got injured in that first game because he was getting decimated by his own O-line. So, like, I don't know. I don't really blame him entirely if he gets a little.
Well, the thing is, like, I've noticed he seems like he's having less fun this year, and I think part of it's just like it's because the team's just been losing him the games. Like the one of our losses is the Clay Matthews. Well, the tie is the Clay Matthews hit. We would have won that game if it was like this week where they don't call, you know, dumb roughing the passer penalties, and then we'd be 4-4 right now. If we had Ty Montgomery cut in week 1, we'd probably beat the Rams. So we're already like 5-3, and then, you know,
I love this game.
At 5-3, we're probably looking pretty solid. And then, you know, if Aaron Jones doesn't fumble the ball, you know, we're probably competing with the Patriots. It's just like it's just a constant series of like Aaron Rodgers being like, "All right, let's go, guys," and the team's like, "Whoops, oh, sorry."
Coach Crandor, as the only certified coach here, would you say that your season is over after falling to 3-4-1, Coach?
No, you just got to RELAX, relax. That's it.
All right.
I mean,
Thanks.
I've seen
Thanks,
run
Crandor.
the table.
Back up to Rob in the booth.
I mean, no, your season isn't over at 3-4-1.
Plus,
4.5
the
losses.
thing is, like, we've had probably our hardest games now, and now the schedule gets a bit easier. So I'm feeling pretty good. I think we can like win at least like 80 to 90% of the rest of our games. Like I'm pretty confident in it.
Ah, fuck! I keep forgetting that we play you guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
By the way,
most of those games look winnable.
Bear, that screen pass, the flea flicker pass that Edelman did, that was perfectly crafted.
That was actually
perfectly crafted, Bear. Way to go. Good play calling, Bear.
I hate it because it was beautiful.
Every time they do that, man, I just like as soon as it went to Edelman, I knew it was he's tossing it back. Edelman went to college as a quarterback. He knows how to throw the football.
Because you know that every friend that you ever have is like directly tied to the plays that their team makes. So like, I mean,
obviously, yeah.
I mean, Rob, you know, you shouldn't have thrown 4 more interceptions.
I really shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have.
I shouldn't have not gone out and just fired the entire Tampa Bay team.
You should have played during the game. Honestly, I think it would have been better off.
Yeah.
How about those Buccaneers? I mean, I picked the Panthers. I knew they were going to win. But...
Thanks, Coach. Just for the record, thanks to again Hippo Nora on Twitter, even though he keeps misspelling my name for some odd reason. Everyone picked the Patriots except for Bear, who wasn't here, and Coach, who is a Packers fan. Just let you know, you're off on that one, Coach. But going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, Packers. Okay.
Yeah, the Packers lost.
They're looking to be in full force, full form now, sitting comfortably at 3-5, last in the division. It's where we like to be, Coach. Ryan Fitzpatrick throwing up 4 more interceptions. Or 4 more touchdowns, I should say, and 2 INTs. You could argue that the touchdowns didn't really matter since they were down at one point. I believe it was like 30-something to 5 or 7. It was It just wasn't pretty, Coach. But they had a couple of flashes of greatness, and I see how they're trying to take a page out of Bill Belichick's. We decide that we're going to be Big Brother, except they clearly they're just not. They're just not. Tampa is just terrible. I mean,
Ryan Fitz average.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bear.
That's my contribution. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for joining us, Bear.
I didn't even know that there's a player on our team named Brian Anger, but apparently there is.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It can't really be pronounced anger.
Oh, it is.
I think he used to play
for
the Bears.
It's Anger, Bear.
I know, but it's got to be like Anger.
It's
Brian some of the names on. I bet I can look through this box score and find you a more ridiculous name than that. To be honest with you,
but his name's Anger. Like,
I mean, Jaquiz is kind of one of those names. It sounds like it should have been on Key and Peele.
Yeah,
I like.
Yeah,
that's up there. I mean, how can you not have a good time when you call someone, Levante?
I'll be honest. Brent Grimes just kind of sounds like a Simpsons character that will speak with like a New York Brooklyn accent.
I get it.
Or a Darius Taylor. I mean, I'm just saying. But the Bucks,
Yeah.
I appreciate the sentiment the Bucks are doing, Coach. We're playing for the high draft pick, and and Lord Jesus help us next draft. We'll be ready to go for probably the same mediocre middling team until the heat death of the universe, Coach.
Hey, I mean, you're in a pretty tight race there. There's a lot of other bad teams, but at least you're trying though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm glad that what I can't even think of his name anymore. Winston was not even there. I mean, he was there, but like he didn't touch the ball at all, and that was
active.
That was fine. No, he wasn't. Well, I don't know if he was active or not, but I know that they were benching him by the end of last week, which is what I said. I said that he's done.
They should. I mean, he should be done.
I don't believe that we'll see. This is going to sound outlandish, but I don't believe that we're going to see Jameis Winston start again, unless if Fitzpatrick gets injured this season.
Yeah. And I mean, either way, they're going to lose, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Good old Buccaneers. It's a familiar territory. They get you excited just long enough to where you're like, oh, okay, they're only down by 7, maybe, and it's over.
Yeah. Tell you what, after those first 2 weeks, they looked like one of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
And then, reality set in.
Yeah, then we actually started playing decent teams, except for the Eagles, I guess, but
straight up though, like Ryan Fitzpatrick played pretty well though. Like, I mean,
yeah, he did.
243 yards, 4 touchdowns. Yeah, he threw two picks, but you know what he is? He's a gunslinger. He's gonna do that, and he's gonna have bad games too. But like, he seems to be meshing with this team. I personally, I don't know why they ever sat him.
Yeah,
it's I don't know what part of the Tampa Bay brass like is just in love with Winston, or they shared an Uber somewhere and it was just a magical experience. But like,
I just really want to see what they got in him. Like, they're really hoping like maybe this time he'll be good.
It's like he hasn't been good for like 4 seasons now.
Yeah,
he's never going to be good. If he's not going to be good by now, and I said this last week, he's not going to be good. He's just not made either for the offense, or he just shouldn't be in the NFL, period. And again, I wasn't really impressed with him in college, and I was kind of excited because I was like, okay, we got rid of Raheem Morris. We've got a new coach, like new offense. We need everyone wants the next Mike Vick. They want that mobile, really powerful Patrick Mahomes level of special.
Mm-hmm.
And Jameis Winston, even in college, wasn't that. He was good in college. He was decent, but he didn't like blow me away or anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's always exciting to get a new quarterback. I mean, Rob knows that just as much as I do. It's exciting because you're like, okay, this is it, fresh start. I mean, even if we suck this year, next season, man, because he's gonna have a full season and a half of preparation and preseason. Like, we're ready to, like, I can't wait to see what he does.
New quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's always the best.
Yeah.
You guys can go fuck yourselves.
I wish I could actually just, like, mute Bear and Krendor so they can't hear what we say.
Can do.
Yeah. But
in a couple of years, you guys are going to be eating shit, and it's going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, but Tom Brady will never retire.
Yeah, he's going to be a fucking
He's going to be good until he's, like, 70.
Yeah.
Fuck, God damn it.
Well, speaking of quarterbacks, how about Sam playing stupid Darnold?
Sam Darnold. Say it, Bear. Say it.
So Darnold. So, like, remember, was it
Just
last week?
Explodes out, dude. Like, honestly, it's an impulse. Like, I can't help it.
It's great.
Was it last week or the week before where Darnold had the 3-pick game, and I came in here and I sounded totally like a Jets homer, and I was just like,
that was last week.
That was last week, yeah. Last week he had 3 picks or whatever, or whenever it was, and I came in and I said, you know what? Honestly, he didn't look bad today. 2 of the 3 picks weren't on him.
Mm-hmm.
And the media was saying like, oh, it's Sam Darnold's worst game. He's a bust, and I was like, it's not a big deal. In this game, all 4 picks completely on him, honestly, straight up. Like this wasn't his receivers not doing their job or whatever, or like, you know, tipping the ball and getting a tip drill. Like it was 4 picks and it was his fault. And that's fine. He's a rookie. It happens. It's not, I'm still not yet concerned. What I am a bit concerned about,
sorry to break in real quick, Rob. I'm incorrect. It was actually week 7 against the Vikings, not
week 7,
not week 8 against the Bears. My bad.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I mean, like, I'm still not concerned, and I don't think I have reason to be yet because it's a rookie. You know, he's gonna have issues. Look at Carson Wentz's stat line in the first year. It was terrible. So that's fine. I am very, very concerned about our coaching, our offensive line. Because, by the way, I mean, granted, Darnold played very poorly, and like I said, it was on him. But he was apparently pressured on 41% of his snaps. So literally, flip a coin, and every time that you flip that coin, well, that's a stupid way to phrase that, but anyway, he's gonna be pressured half the time. All right, it's really quite bad. And our center
10% minus to carry the 5, and that's a pressure right there.
But look, you know, and again, like I know what it looks like. If you didn't watch the game, I know what it looks like. It looks like I'm salty that we lost and that I'm blaming the coaching for Sam Darnold's fuck ups. But I'm going to tell you straight up, this game again is largely on coaching. Our defense held them to 13 points. 13. You can't beat 13 points with our offense. Come on. And then the Spencer Long, who I've been complaining about for what, like 5 weeks now? More than that? Like the whole fucking season, because he's been botching snaps every week. Last week, he botched 2 snaps that caused 2 fumbles. And Spencer Long was in the fucking game on Sunday. Not only was he in the game, he was in the entire first half, botched a number of snaps, caused another fumble, by the way. And then at halftime, he's back fucking in. The only reason he goes out partway through the game is because apparently he flared up his finger and he couldn't play anymore. But I have a sneaking suspicion that the guy was just like, "Coach, you should have benched me a fucking while ago. Why am I playing? This is ridiculous."
Maybe
like
he's got blackmail on him.
It's got to be. And then after the game, Todd Bowles said, "No, I hadn't even considered benching Spencer Long. This man needs to be fired. He needs to be fired yesterday. He's so fucking bad, and I can't handle it anymore."
You know, you're talking to a Jets fan when they get fired up about the center. It's usually like, you know, the head coach or the quarterback.
You should try watching this game, because I'm telling you, it has been every week. Spencer Long is, because it's not just when he causes the fumbles. It's like you can flip a fucking coin on Spencer Long too, and every time you flip that coin,
it's either 50-50.
Yeah, he's gonna botch a fucking snap, dude. And then, you know, like I mean, our defense played really well. I mean, specifically Jamal Adams, which is great to see. I love Jamal Adams. He's probably my favorite player on the team right now, besides Sam Darnold.
I mean, they held the monster combo of Gore and Osweiler to a combined total of 194 yards.
Hey,
Frank Gore 20 for 53. That's a defensive showing, Rob.
Hey, you know what? You can make fun of the Jets. You can make fun of the Dolphins. But don't you dare make fun of Frank Gore.
I'm with him, honestly. Don't you fucking ever sully the good name of Frank Gore.
Frank Gore is
an all-American running back.
He really is.
I thought he was out of the league after he left the Colts.
Yeah, he's still playing.
CS national champion, 5-time Pro Bowl selection, the Art Rooney Award.
Did he go
annually in recognition of outstanding sportsmanship?
The Frank Gore I remember was playing for the Niners, but did he go to the Colts before or after he left the Niners? It was after, right?
Colts after, yeah. 3 years in Indianapolis, and now he moved to the Dolphins here. But like, he's 35, he's a running back, and like, I don't see why he should stop. I mean,
the most like, if heavy metal last name of all time. in the
Yeah,
NFL.
I mean, yeah. But out of his, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 years so far he's been playing, right? Out of his
Yep.
15 seasons, he's only not broken 1,000 yards 4 times? 4 times.
And the Jets defense held him to 53, Rob. What do you I mean, your defense is a monster.
No, dude, but like for real, like our defense, I mean, 13 points no matter who's playing is a good showing of the defense, but it's just, you know, our offense couldn't do anything. And it's the same shit. It's run pass. Like this is my concern, right? And last week I had the issue with the Browns firing Hugh Jackson midseason. I'm going to tell you straight up, if we lose to the Bills and Nathan Peterman as the starting quarterback next week, Todd Bowles needs to be fired at the end. He shouldn't even get to the press podium. Straight up. Like if
next week is Peterman versus Darnold.
Yes, it is. And if we fucking lose that game, he needs to be fired immediately.
I was hoping you were going to say he needs to be fired out of a cannon.
He really does. Yeah, I mean, you just chop him up into a bunch of different pieces and shoot him out of multiple cannons if you wanted to. Honestly, because I'm done. I'm really done with Todd Bowles. Again,
I don't want this show to support chopping people into multiple pieces and shooting them out of cannons. Come on,
that's fair. I've said it multiple times. I like him. I like him as a man, as a person. He seems good as a defensive coordinator. He seems pretty damn good as a head coach. Nah, it's done. It's over. He's had 4 years. It's not even like he's been here for a year and he's having struggles. It's 4 years. It's over. And right now he's hurting Darnold's development. I think he just straight up is. I think him and Jeremy Bates are hurting Darnold's development. The only problem is who the fuck is going to be our interim coach? Josh McCown? Because that's the only person that I'd put up there, to be honest with you.
For the
Josh McCown's a coach now?
No, not really, but we don't have a QB coach on the team, on the roster.
I see.
And Josh McCown is functionally our QB coach. So
for the record, everyone picked the Panthers except for me, who I changed my vote to the Bucks because I'm an idiot. And Coach Crendor and Rob picked the Jets over the Dolphins. I picked the Dolphins.
Yeah,
that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Well, all right, let's go to the other games. We've got 49ers, Raiders. The coin flip was not in my favor.
Yeah, well, we didn't figure out that the greatest of all time, Nick Mullins, was on the 49ers, just sitting and waiting.
Thank you, Icebreakers 10. Thank you. Flip those mints up, Coach, and got myself a win on both of them, on not only the Niners but also the Titans and Cowboys.
Hey, look, I get it's the Raiders, I get it's the Niners. But Nick Mullins, 16 of 22, 262 yards, 11.9 average yards per play, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks, 151.9 passer rating. He's a god.
Yeah,
it's pretty damn
good.
Do you guys think I have enough integrity for me to tell you who I would have picked prior to the actual, deadline for submitting picks last week?
Yes, as long as it's not positive.
I'll tell the truth for every game.
All right, do it.
Yeah, who do you?
I would have picked the Patriots, obviously. Jets versus Dolphins. I would have gone Dolphins. I think that's pretty fair too, right?
That seems fair, actually. Yeah.
And then Buccaneers, Panthers. I would have picked Panthers. I think that's pretty reasonable as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
now
probably.
I'll get real with you here. 49ers, Raiders. I was going to 49ers all the way up till the beginning, and then I was like, I think Oakland might have a chance. So I was going to go with Oakland on this one, and I'll take that L because that's a big fat L right there. That's a big one.
Reasonable.
Okay.
Reasonable.
How about Bears, Bills?
Bears, Bills. Of course, you're going to go with the Bears
because somebody here who let me see the notes here. It looks like Coach Crendor.
Now,
looks like the signature on this.
Listen, I thought this was
Bears.
I thought this was gonna be the Bills defense was like they weren't looking too bad. I thought Peterman was gonna be like, you know what, I finally got it together. I thought and they're at home, and then the complete opposite happened.
He had too much of his early morning whiskey that day. I think
Mac didn't even play, right?
Nope.
Probably not. Yeah.
Oh my God.
They probably did the same thing they did to us and be like, well, you know what? You can sit out this game.
We don't need him.
We're gonna be fine, dude.
Yeah.
I again feel terrible for Nathan Peterman. Just I can't not. Everyone, the coaching staff, us at home, the fans in the stadium, the Bears, everyone knows who Nathan Peterman is. And then the Bills send him out and say, "Hey, Nate, why don't you throw it 49 times in this game? I'm sure that'll work out." I mean, come on, this poor fucking guy, man.
And run at 8 and get a touchdown out of
Yeah, actually.
he scored their only touchdown.
Nathan Cam Newton Peterman.
Yeah. For the icebreaker flip, by the way, it actually landed on the Raiders for me. It was 50-50.
Oh, okay.
But I was still completely correct about the Titans, though. Which Rob and Krendor, for some reason, were really adamant that it was an easy pick for the Cowboys. And I was like, I don't know about that.
I don't remember being really
I didn't think
adamant,
it was
but
an
might have been
easy
really
pick. I was just kind of like, it's kind of another toss-up game.
I probably
Yeah.
would have picked the Cowboys here too. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I've got
All
a little
three
bit of
of you are
trust back in
stupid.
Prescott and Elliott.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Bears, I don't even think they looked that good. They just kind of played the Bills.
They just played the
Yeah.
Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who have they played? They played the Packers, obviously.
Yeah,
The
they played
Seahawks,
Packers.
Cards, Bucks, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, Bills. So I'm honestly, their schedule's been pretty easy, all things considered.
Well, it's going to get a little rough. They've got the Lions, Vikings, Lions, which is like 3 straight divisional games. So that's going to be
That's rough.
a pretty. Then they got the Giants, which is like. Then the Rams.
Practically the Bills.
Then they got the Rams and the Packers again.
By then, though.
Yeah.
It could be, but I highly doubt it at this point.
So really, the rest of the season, their only easy games are like Giants, 49ers. And,
Yeah, that's
Nick
rough.
Mullins might just roast them.
What if Nick Mullins
So-
runs the table and the Niners go 9-7?
That would
Please.
not happen.
Dude, you never know. It
I
wouldn't.
always love those
Drew
stories, dude.
Bledsoe, multi Pro Bowl QB, just paid him a big
Mhm.
contract. Oh, who's this Tom Brady kid? He went in the 6th round. I guess we could play him. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
no.
happening.
Keep going. Keep going. I'm so
All
close,
right.
Rob.
So Chiefs beat the Browns. We figured that would happen.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep, I think everyone picked the Chiefs, even though everyone really wanted the Browns. The Browns actually made
Yeah.
it kind of interesting to watch. I'm
They
not
did.
gonna lie.
It was a close game for most of it, honestly.
It was more of a game
Mhm.
than most of the other games that happened in last week or this past
yeah.
week.
Baker looked good. 29-42,
I'm
300
still,
yards.
I'm still on. I don't
touchdowns,
care what
okay.
anyone says. I don't care what they do. I'm still on the Browns train. They're not. I
Me
mean,
too,
they're not
Chubb.
gonna. They're not gonna make the playoffs, of course. It's not.
No, yeah.
No.
Let's get that out of the way right now.
Yeah.
But I'm a Browns fan. I'm gonna be rooting for them next season.
They're on the rise.
Depending on
They are on the rise. Yeah.
Well, dude, so if they pick the right head coach, I think they're solid next year. The problem is I did read a report earlier that said that they were looking into Chuck Pagano.
Oh.
So
Oh.
might
well,
spell the end for Baker,
Maybe,
but
maybe the next 20 years, then Browns. I'll see you. I'll talk to you in your 2038.
yeah, hopefully
Um,
that's not happening.
I was actually reading a thing about the Browns and Hugh Jackson.
Mm.
I don't know if you guys saw
Oh,
this.
yeah.
You probably did.
Mhm.
Where Hugh Jackson said, "Oh my gosh, yes. Did I like Carson Wentz? Hell yes. He did
Yeah.
something that no other quarterback did. I give them 3 minutes to memorize the book and put on the whiteboard. He put it all on the board in 2 minutes and 48 seconds. I've never had a guy do that in my coaching career. But the plan was never to take a quarterback. It was all about trading back to get picks. If you're doing that, you got to pick the right players."
So I told you guys last week, right? The coaches call him Hugh Jackson because it's always everyone else's fault, not his. Like he has done it. He's fired, and now any interview that he has given, he's just shit on everyone else and said that like, oh, it's their fault that we didn't take Carson Wentz and all the other best players in the league. And obviously, I wanted to run these plays, but I just wasn't allowed. You know, it's just like, Hugh, man,
Yeah.
come on, like. Dude,
I wanted to play Baker Mayfield to start a year, but I was like,
yeah, exactly.
Nah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're moving in the right direction. So
Still, go
hey,
Browns. Go Browns.
you know what?
Go Brownies.
Good. He got a couple wins. There you go, Hugh.
You got 3.
That's more than they had for years.
You know, you're not wrong.
As sad as that is, but I do think honestly the person that I think people kind of overlook as far as like the predicted future of if like how solid the Browns are going to be. Nick Chubb is going to turn into a just an all-star. I'm calling it.
Yeah.
I'm calling it. He's going to be an absolute monster.
He almost
I agree.
feels like a Frank Gore, like a young Frank Gore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say he feels like it. Like he he reminds me of Frank Gore when he was good, but he also reminds me a little bit of LT back when he was able to like he's mobile.
Yeah.
Is like and by mobile I mean he's agile is what I meant. Like LaDainian Tomlinson was not a hard-nosed back. I think that Nick Chubb is a little bit more hard-nosed than LT was, but he's got a lot of the potential agility that I really it's fun to watch him play. I mean, I never thought I'd ever say that about a Brown player, but I think that you're gonna see Nick Chubb have like a monster season in the next couple of seasons here. He's gonna be really good.
I agree wholeheartedly. Well, it's funny because like that was one of the one main complaints of Browns fans this whole year is like they were running who was it? Who was their main running back? I forget, but they were running this dude, and every time Nick Chubb had the ball, it was like a 50-yard run, and Browns fans were like, give him the fucking ball. And then as soon as Hugh Jackson is gone, Nick Chubb 22 carries on the day.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, why did you not? And then Duke Johnson too. For years, Hugh Jackson has just been underutilizing Duke Johnson. And then as soon as he's gone, 9 receptions, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I mean, part of it could also be a sense of like a new sense of. Well, it's just kind of like a breath of fresh air. Like there's an air of, you know, we've got a new thing going. Like the environment's changed, the mojo's changed, so that could also be influencing the stats a little bit. And that they were going up against the Chiefs that aren't exactly the best defense in the world, but I still think. And not to take away from the game though, because I do think that the Browns have a legitimate good team to build on here, and if they get solid coaching, and Mayfield gets more experience, and they get like maybe a better guard, like left guard or left tackle. Whew, I mean, the Browns they're going to be good. I think they're going to be good. I'm not saying playoff good, but they're going to be better than they've been in the last like 400 years.
Yeah. So next up, we had the Steelers-Ravens.
Yep. That was Krendor picks the Ravens, as does Rob. Sinvicta picked the Steelers. That was a surprise of a game to see the Ravens put up a big 0, but yeah, thank you, Rob.
Sorry, apologies.
I thought the Ravens would play better, but they didn't.
I think everyone did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What even happened in that? I didn't actually watch that one at all.
I didn't really watch it either. It just seemed like it was like 14-6 at halftime, Steelers, and then the Ravens just couldn't really do anything.
It was a bore fest.
Hot take. Just start Lamar Jackson already? I feel like
Joe Flacco, 23 of 37. Great, solid, mediocre numbers.
He's still so insistent on being in that elite quarterback conversation.
I'm sorry, like
he'll never be one. Even if he got a Super Bowl, that doesn't mean you're elite. You have to be elite for seasons upon seasons in a row to be in that conversation. It's a very select
Trent
few.
Dilfer.
Yeah.
He's better than Trent Dilfer, but like
he reminds me of Brad Johnson.
Yeah, like a little bit. Yeah, I mean he's just like even his stats on the year, they're not even bad. It's like 61 completion percentage, 2,500 yards, 12 touchdowns, 6 picks. Like it's pretty good. Like it's decent, but
actually,
doing it.
You know the most apt comparison. I just now realized this. Now that I mentioned Brad Johnson, I think actually the quarterback who Flacco reminds me the absolute most of is Jeff Garcia. He reminds me so much of Garcia.
Yeah.
Stats wise and how he plays is exactly like Garcia had to play.
I kind of see what you're saying.
I just realized that. That is probably the most apt comparison I can make for Flacco.
So you just said stats wise, and it reminded me of something, and I just want to tangent for just a moment. It's about Nathan Peterman.
Go ahead.
Nathan Peterman on that game, he had the most completions with the fewest yards in NFL history.
Huh.
That was his
Yep.
Oh, poor guy.
That
It's
is
funny. I feel so bad for him. Sorry, go on. Yeah.
just had to point that out.
Just I just wanted to put that
Yeah,
in.
thanks,
you know?
Rob.
Look, as a Jets fan, I don't have a lot to look forward to, okay?
That's true. So yeah, that was Steelers. Steelers look like they're gonna win the division, even without Le'Veon Bell, who said "farewell Miami" spelled wrong.
Yep.
On
I
Twitter.
saw that.
Come to
Yep.
the Jets, please.
Then we had Vikings beat the Lions. Man, the Lions are bad.
Yeah, I think they're just bad.
They
Did
traded
you guys
Golden
see
Tate
any of that
too.
game?
Oh
No.
So I watched. I didn't watch it live, but I watched the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I feel for Stafford a bit, but also like there was a play at the end of the game where Stafford's running for the first down, sees that he doesn't get it, looks over to the guy that's running beside him, and is like, "Yeah, hey, you," and the guy like nods and says, "Yeah, sure," and he tosses the ball on a lateral, and the guy immediately fumbles it. Like he barely touches it, like smacks him in the fingers, and it just goes down. And then Daniil Hunter picks it up and scores a touchdown on it. And it's just like, man, that blows.
Yeah.
Oh, I can only imagine.
I'd feel bad if they weren't in the division. So
Yeah, it's fair.
it's
Yeah.
fine. It's just I've grown to just see those Lions every year, so it's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, it's the Lions.
The Lions.
Give up Hail Mary touchdowns, losing the playoffs, the wild
I was
card.
surprised that they didn't do better. I did pick them. Everyone else picked the Vikings. I picked the Lions to go over. I thought that would be an easy Lions win, but it turns
Vikings
out
are a
they're
good team,
they're
baby.
just- yeah, it just turns out the Vikings are a lot better than I had them for, and it also turns out that the Lions are still the Lions at the end of all things.
Mhm.
Yep, that is true. Yes.
No, I was gonna give a hot take. You
Go
want a
ahead.
hot take? I think the
Yes,
Vikings
I'll
might
take
have
one
the
hot take.
best overall might have the best receiving core in football. Maybe.
It's not that wrong.
It's not that hot, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's,
it's probably the Chiefs. Probably.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the Chiefs, Rob.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but like
they're definitely up there though.
Diggs and Thielen are very, very good.
They are very good. He's like Diggs is I've watched him every year and he's always looked really good. And then Thielen has become like a Jordy Nelson, which
Yeah.
has been kind of crazy. Like they're just really good. And then Kirk Cousins has, I believe, the most passing completions in the league right now.
Yeah.
And passing yards, he's third. So I mean, they're actually doing well on offense. It's just their defense has I think been beat up a lot as well, and their offensive line I think has some holes in it. But like, they're still a good team. Like they're not bad.
I mean,
At
we're
all.
at the half season mark, and Adam Thielen is at 947 yards with 7 touchdowns.
Mhm.
Halfway through the season. I mean, dude's gonna fucking be a monster the rest of the year as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah. So yep, that's the Vikings. Then we had the Falcons beat the Redskins, who I think have like half their team injured right now because they're all like 40 years old.
Yeah.
Actually,
Actually, perfect segue.
You got there.
Yeah, because Redskins dropped Kirk Cousins. That seemed like a bad idea.
yes, that is
Redskins.
true. Well,
Captain Hindsight over here with
Redskins,
Rob.
Alex Smith, 306 yards, 1 TD, 1 int. In classic Alex Smith fashion, he is good, not great.
Yeah.
And wow, their running game was garbage.
Yeah.
They had their leading rusher was Alex Smith with 22 yards. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. As an Adrian Peterson, I was not pleased.
Yeah.
But,
and the Falcons now 4-4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're solid third place in the NFC South. I mean,
Yeah.
they got it. I don't think that crown's going to get taken over by the Bucks anytime soon, Coach.
No.
And it was Rob and myself picking the Redskins, and it was only Coach picking the Falcons.
They've got a pretty easy schedule the rest of the year too, the Falcons. So I feel like they might make the playoffs here.
Where'd you go in that matchup, Bear? If you had to pick it.
Oh man, I probably would have gone with the Redskins. Honestly,
Yeah.
like
They look like the better team, especially at home. And the Falcons aren't. The Falcons haven't really established themselves outside of Natty Ice just going ham.
Certainly wouldn't have called the Falcons a 20-point favorite. That seems like
No.
Yeah, right. Like,
Yeah, no. Their offense is still like really good, like really high power. It's just their defense is also really banged up and injured, so they just give up a lot of points. Unless it's the Redskins, in which case, you know. Oh, here's a good one. Texans, Broncos.
Texans, Broncos. The missed field goal strike again, Coach.
Yep. So
And how sweet was it for Demaryius Thomas as well, Coach?
that must have been great. And did you see the Bill O'Brien Vance Joseph thing?
I did not.
oh, where he said,
So-
good job.
Broncos coach Vance Joseph said after Sunday's loss to the Texans that he regretted being greedy at the end of the first half when he tried a 62-yard field goal that failed to go through the uprights. Texans took the ball with 18 seconds left and moved far enough to hit a field goal after Joseph used the timeout to ice the kicker. On his way off the field, Texans coach Bill O'Brien was seen saying something, and lip readers took to social media to share the opinion that he called Joseph a, quote, dumb F blank blank K. Or something similar.
Yeah, I think he said, if you look at it, he says, good job, Vance, you dumb motherfucker. Oh, man.
So I haven't really watched Broncos games, but it seems Vance Joseph is a bad head coach from what I'm reading from all these articles.
Well, they are 3-6, so, you know,
Yeah.
it's not looking good.
But they actually that reminded me to bring up my article I read, because I read that about icing the kicker, and I was like, does icing the kicker really work? And so I went to the internet to find out, and
The internet,
it turns
Coach. You found it?
out the further away the kicker is, the higher percentage chance of icing the kicker like is successful. So like if it's under 35 yards, you might as well not ice the kicker. Like it doesn't matter. But if it's like over 40 or 45 or 50 yards, it actually works pretty efficiently.
Really? How efficient?
Yeah. Like to the point where there's a 70-something% chance from like 50 yards that he'll make it. And when it's iced, it like dropped it by like 10%.
Really?
Yeah. So like it was
That's
just like the
interesting.
further away, because I guess it's harder to make the field goal. So it's like easier for them to overthink it or to just, you know, kick it once and then kick it again and just gets in their minds. But like if it's close, you know, it's almost automatic because they kick them so many times. But
Not this year.
yeah, well, not this year. But yeah, I found that interesting. It's just like, yeah, so it's actually a legit strategy. Like it does actually work from far away.
I feel like icing the kicker is one of those things in football that strategically came about because people were like, well, I mean, we got this timeout to use. Might as well, right?
You know, when you haven't managed the time correctly enough, like, oh, where's free timeout come from? Oh,
Yeah.
might as well use it to our advantage. You use them if you got them.
What are these for?
Yeah, there you go. I had this flag.
Yeah, when was the first icing the kicker?
That's a good question. Well, it's similar, like with Brett Favre. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say it was Denver coach Mike Shanahan icing Sebastian
Wow.
Janikowski in 2007, and it worked.
Wow,
Seabass.
Yep.
I didn't realize it was that late. That
Yeah.
seems silly.
I think it's because you used to not be able to call timeouts from like the sidelines right away or something. It was something with calling timeouts from the sidelines. I know.
I think it was the placements of the line judge.
Yeah.
Why
I
they
think-
couldn't call him that. It was something like that.
yeah.
Well, if you watch Gruden's QB camp with Brett Favre from a couple of years ago,
Yeah. I watched that.
Yeah, there's a moment where he asks him, like, because basically on Brett Favre is like, on running plays it was like pulling teeth. I just want to throw it every down. But so on running plays I would get bored and I would hand the ball off and then like pretend to throw the ball. But now that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Ever since Brett Favre started, because it's really just like, yeah, why not? I mean, if it manages to get somebody to jump, then good. If it doesn't, who cares?
The example I was also going to talk about, because I actually, for the first time in a while, watched some college football this past weekend.
Oh,
and in the UT game, the Texas West Virginia game, it actually came down to a field goal, and the Texas coach waited until right before the kicker was going to kick, called the timeout, and the kicker made it, and then they came back, and the kicker still made it. I wonder what the percentages are at that, because it was a rather pretty decently sized length field goal as well. I wonder what the percentages of to where it's just a waste of time. Like the follow up icing has been like was the same result. Like they kick it through, it would have been a good kick, and they kick it anyway, it still would have been a good kick.
Well, from what I read in that article, it all depends on the distance of the field goal. Like anything under 35 probably isn't worth it.
But see, it's almost as if it's like, okay, well, couldn't it just be coincidental that it's just a shorter kick, and shorter kicks are easier to make? Does it really have anything to do with icing the kicker?
I mean, we lost that Minnesota game earlier this year because Mason Crosby kicked it and it was good, and then they iced him and he kicked it again and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Right.
So a lot of it I feel like is just kind of taking a chance, and they're like, "Hey, why not? We got a timeout." But I don't know.
Well, because that's the thing, is teams don't save timeouts to ice kickers. They just, like, if they have a timeout and it's like a game-winning field goal or something, they'll be like, well, might as well use them, right?
Yeah.
So last play.
Either way, Texans won that game, and Broncos are not looking too hot.
And I also want to mention Sinvicta.
Yeah, I know.
Deshaun Watson is having a wonderful year.
I know. As I was just getting ready to say, Analyst Rob there, I just am wrong about the Texans. I still don't think they're good. I think they're playing in a terrible division. This coming from someone who's in the NFC South, by the way. But the Texans have won 6 in a row. You can't argue with the results. So
yeah, 6-3.
But still, go Browns. Just go Browns.
Yes, I agree.
Let's see, and then we had Chargers beat the Seahawks. That was my lock of the week.
Yeah, and we thought you were a crazy person, Coach. Of course, this is also the same coach who picked the Bills over the Bears.
I am kind of crazy. Dude, Melvin Gordon. Dude's running lights out.
Yeah, he really is.
He's averaging
turns
7
out Melvin
yards a
Gordon
carry.
is a god.
Yeah, it's insane. He's got 113 yards, 16 carries, 7-yard average, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at Phillip Rivers' completion percentage, though, it's just awful.
Is it really bad?
It's 50%.
on the on the day, yeah, for sure.
I was like, how did he get 2 touchdowns with that? He could have showed up for half the plays that he was actually playing on and still have only gotten 2 TDs. Like the Seahawks, I don't know what happened to the Seahawks. I'm glad that they're on the decline because I hate the Seahawks, but
they're just getting carried at this point by Russell Wilson. He's kind of doing the Aaron Rodgers from a lot of the years, where like he's just putting them on his back, being like, "Come on, guys! Like I know we have no blockers, our defense is falling apart, but like just help me out here."
For the record, it was Rob picking the Seahawks, Coach and myself picked the Chargers in that one.
I feel like I need to defend myself not picking the Chargers, because like every year they do this. Every year before the season starts, it's like, on paper the Chargers look like the best team in football, and then like on paper the Chargers should be a playoff contender. On paper they should go to the Super Bowl, and then they just, it never works out. But this might be the one rare year where everything falls into place for the Chargers and no one's watching because they're in LA now and no one cares. Like people want to watch the Rams, but the Chargers are 6-2. they're pretty fucking good this year. And as long as it doesn't happen in the way that the typical Chargers curse happens, where half the team gets injured before the playoffs, like if they stay healthy, they look really good.
Yeah.
The veteran quarterbacks have all been having outstanding years.
Yeah.
It's been
Passing
crazy.
has been
Rivers,
crazy.
Breeze, Roethlisberger, Brady, obviously. Rodgers is having a pretty good year too, but like they've all been stellar.
Mm-hmm. It feels like 2011 again, passing wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Invicta. Yeah, it was Rodgers. He's actually he's got a 60% completion percentage, which is actually pretty low. He has had a lot of drops though. The big stat for Rodgers: 15 touchdowns, 1 interception.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, just
That
one.
is pretty darn good.
Dude, getting over to that Saints-Rams game, though,
Mm-hmm.
Drew Brees this season, 76%.
Yep.
A
Oof.
god. He
That's
just is a
nuts.
That is pretty
It's
crazy.
just a shame he's so underrated.
Yeah, it is.
You can't do it every time.
We have to do it every time. Barry
No,
said Drew
you
Brees
can't
was
do it every
underrated.
time.
Rob said Drew
No
Brees was
limit.
underrated.
And you've done it at least 4.
Well,
Well-
this might be the first year where Drew Brees like legitimately has both a good all-around team and is playing out of his mind. So maybe he gets MVP this year, but I think this might be another year where Drew Brees is going to be a god and have a godly season, and then the MVP is going to go to somebody else like
That doesn't
Patrick
mean he's
Mahomes.
underrated.
He probably
Patrick
deserves it.
Mahomes.
But like at the same time, it's Drew Brees, man.
Yeah. Well,
I hate
Patrick
the Saints.
Mahomes, he's going to win MVP. If he keeps
Probably.
being healthy, he's going to win it.
If they
I mean,
make
the
the
fact
playoffs,
that the
yeah.
Saints just beat the only remaining undefeated actually gives Breeze a pretty strong, or a much stronger at least case than he had
Honestly?
before that.
Yeah.
I don't think the Rams are that good.
I know they aren't. Like I predicted the 49ers as a triple lock to win them or win against them a few weeks ago. I don't think they're that good at all. I think they're going to get exposed for the latter half of the year.
Yeah, I picked the Saints last week. I was like, I think they'll win the shootout, and they did win the shootout. Because okay, first off, let's look at this. Let's look at the Rams games. All right, they beat the Raiders. They
Yep.
beat the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They beat the Chargers. Okay, I'll give them that one.
Yep.
35-23. They beat the Vikings.
Tough
which,
game
okay, 38-31.
That's a tough
at
one, yeah.
home.
Yep.
Yeah.
They barely beat the Seahawks.
Mhm.
Barely beat the Seahawks.
On the road
Uh,
to in Seattle. That's a tough
yeah.
game to win still.
Yeah.
Barely beat the Broncos.
Yeah.
They beat the 49ers.
Destroyed them. Yeah.
And then
Packers.
barely beat the Ty Montgomery Packers. So, I mean, honestly, like, a lot of their wins are really close wins that they, like, barely get. And then a lot of their big wins are, like, blowing out really shitty teams, which, like, granted, you have to do that. But
Yeah.
it's
You
still one of those
gotta, you gotta
things
win the
where-
games you're supposed to win, Coach.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, coming up, they got Seahawks, Chiefs, which are 2 pretty tough weeks for them. Seahawks are divisional opponent, Chiefs are Chiefs. Then you got Lions, which they should win, and then the Rams play the Bears, Eagles, Cardinals, 49ers.
They might
So I think-
lose half those games.
Yeah, I think they're going to lose at least to the Chiefs and probably, like, Eagles, maybe Bears. I'd say they get, like, 3 or 4 more losses. So I think they'll finish like 12-4 or like 11-5.
The Chiefs
I
game
think
is going to be a real hard one to call.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be
So
a
glad
good
that's
game.
Monday night.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
It's
also
It's the best Monday
like,
night game we've got coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Rams lose to the Chiefs because it seems like in general the Rams can keep up scoring wise with
Their defense
with
is-
most
I-
teams.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Was
Yeah.
like their defense is, in my opinion, better than the Chiefs' defense.
Oh, definitely.
Well, here's the thing though. Chiefs are starting to like get some players back. Like Justin Houston's going to be coming back. Eric Berry's going to be coming back. Like
True.
they're going to start getting some real defensive players back.
No, you're not wrong.
And meanwhile, the Saints just scored 45 points on them.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
well,
they're
it is
not-
the Saints. It is Drew Brees, in fairness, but
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things where like we're saying like, oh yeah, it's the Saints. Well, it's also the Chiefs.
yep, yeah, you're not
Like
wrong.
they might just steamroll them like they're nothing.
Well, we'll look forward to those pickings when we get there, Coach.
Yes, sir. And then finally, we had Titans Cowboys, which what didn't trade in the first round pick for Amari Cooper work? That's crazy,
dude.
Dinger.
Yo, Josh Gordon went for a fifth.
Yep, a fifth. That's
come on, man.
The Cowboys are one of the worst teams I've seen play this season.
It's just...
They're not.
How do we get Josh Gordon for a 5th-round draft pick?
Dude, I'm so mad, by the way, about that, because how the fuck could we not have beaten a fifth?
How did no one beat that?
I think it's because people just didn't want to risk it on.
They didn't want him because he smoked that devil's lettuce, dude. You can't.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So with the Patriots, you knew they were like, we can change this guy. So they were like,
yeah,
we'll
once, and he was like, "Don't fuck it up, idiot!" And then he was just perfect for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, must be. How you liking it, Bear?
Well, the thing
how
is,
did we get him for a fifth? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm so mad about it.
He probably could have went to the Bengals and like played well, but he'd probably like get suspended at this point already with the Bengals atmosphere.
Free.
Yeah,
it's free real estate,
dude. But yet again, in games where Ezekiel Elliott doesn't have a great day, Cowboys lose. That's what their offense is Zeke Elliott. Their offense is, it shouldn't be, they should have the three sides of their football should be special teams, defense, and Ezekiel Elliott. That's because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Jason Garrett needs to go, man.
But Rob, you and Coach picked the Cowboys to win.
Well, I thought they were at home. The Titans, I still don't know about the Titans. All right. They just, one week they look good, one week they're bad. It's like, I don't know. What are they? I actually like the Titans, too. I hope they do good.
I think you just pretty much described them. 1 week they're good, 1 week they're bad. They're 4-4.
They are 4-4.
Yeah, they're always mediocre.
Off and on.
Their defense, I think, is pretty good. They've got, I don't know about their running situation. There's Derrick Henry and Dion Lewis, who seem okay, I guess. Mariota's pretty good. Corey Davis is pretty good at receiving. Like, I don't know.
They beat the Eagles.
Yeah. They did. They beat, here's the thing. Okay, look at the Titans. They lost to the Dolphins. That was kind of a fucked up game with like, hey, it's 100 degrees and we're going to take an 8-hour break. So it's like, all right, whatever. They beat the Texans, which actually looks better now.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah. Then they beat the Jaguars in Field Goal Festival.
All of their games, holy crap! They have 5 of their 8 games have been within 3 points.
Yeah. Then they beat the Eagles. Okay. Then they lost to the Bills, that's what made me be like, hold on. Then they got shut out by the Ravens. Yep. Then they lost to the Chargers, but then they beat the Cowboys. So I'm like, what are they?
Well, but don't worry, because really they're going to lose 50-0 next week. It's going to be
the thing with the Titans is like whenever I watch Titans games, and again, I'm going to be that armchair,
quarterback,
head coach. Yeah, armchair coach. But like, it just looks like they're not using Marcus Mariota effectively most of the time. Like it just, he's not really a pocket passer. He's a mobile QB. He needs to get out and do things with his legs, and you should let him do that.
That's called running, Rob.
Huh?
That's called running.
Yeah. No, I know, but I mean, like the way that they're utilizing him is they're using option plays, and they're doing, and in this game specifically, right? I mean, he has a great stat line: 21 to 29, 240 yards, 2 touchdowns. But you look at his stat lines any other day, like against good defenses, it's not that great. So they should be doing a lot of like gadgety type shit and getting him moving, because he can do that. He's a mobile QB, but I don't know. Seems weird. They're a very strange team. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, like maybe they'll figure it out. They're not in a bad position because they're only like 2 games behind the Texans.
They're the only real contenders in that division, other than Texans.
Yeah. Jaguars are. They're on the party boat somewhere.
What a disappointing way they turned out, huh? Everyone praising the Jaguars' vaunted defense at the beginning, including us. I mean, all of us go through that.
Of course. Well, why would we think it would be this bad? Even if they fell from grace a little, but it's bad, man. These Jags.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's not Buccaneers bad, but it's close.
Yeah,
it's pretty up there, man. They're 3-5 too.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we're done with going over those games. Let's talk about power rankings. That's what it is. Power rankings.
Yeah, power rankings.
Thanks, Coach Krendor. Here we go. Bible of the NFL Internet. I'm going to send it over here to actually, since Bear wasn't here last week, Bear, you get the first crack at this this power rankings brought to you by NFL.com. The power rankings,
us, right?
They do not.
Lots of money. No, they pay us tons of money.
They absolutely do not. So, Bear Taffy, welcome back to the show. I'm going to put you to task. Who is the new number one? First time that we've had a new number one team in the NFL.com, NFL Power Rankings on NFL.com. Bear Taffy.
My heart wants to say Patriots, but I'm going to say it's Saints.
That is absolutely correct. They are the number one ranked team on the power rankings. It's 7-1. They rose 3. Rob, would you like to take a crack at rounding out the top? I'm going to say the top 5, make it a little bit tougher for you. You'll never get number 5.
Okay. Chiefs, Rams, Pats is probably I'm just right on that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, is it the Panthers?
It is not the Panthers.
Okay.
But close. It was the actually the Chargers.
Oh, yeah. That seems fair, actually.
Now, that being said, I don't understand how the Chargers can be ranked above the Steelers. Not the Steelers, the Panthers. The Panthers, in my opinion, they've had a tougher schedule. A lot of interdivision games, and I can't believe that they're ranked. I mean, it is only one, so it's kind of like not that big of a deal. But I was surprised to see the Saints at number 1.
Yeah, I would have said the Panthers definitely ahead of the Chargers.
Yeah, and I would have said that the Chiefs go probably number 2, if not number 1. The Rams were not going to be number 1 anymore. That's obvious. I mean, So I guess the mentality there is, well, they lost to the team, so let's put this team that beat them at number 1, I guess. And then the Patriots stayed at 2, Chiefs at 3, Rams at 4, and Chargers at 5. Now, Coach Krendor, I gotta ask you, Coach. The Green Bay Packers, your Packers, Coach. Where do you see them now that they've been little brothered by the Patriots?
I mean, not moving far, probably like 12, 13.
They have fallen to rank 15, Coach.
What?
They are the 15th ranked.
Who's 14? Tell me.
Team. I don't know if we should be telling Coach who's ranked number 14, because
14?
He might actually flip his lid here.
Well, that's because it's the Detroit Lions, isn't it?
What?
It is not. It's someone even more surprising than that. It is going to be. It is going to be
the New York Jets.
5-3 Washington Redskins, ranked over the Packers.
All right.
This is the Packers we're talking about, and the Redskins we're talking about.
I think a few weeks ago, I'd agree. But at this point, I think if we played the Redskins again, we could beat them.
Yeah, I also agree with that.
Yeah.
Especially because they've had a lot of injuries. They now have HaHa, who doesn't like to play football very hard. So, I mean, we'd get some good downfield passes. Honestly, I think we'd do it.
Dude, all I'm going to say, Redskins, number 1 in their division. Green Bay Packers, number 3.
Here's the thing. I think the sleeping horse, the dark horse of the NFC.
Sleeping horse.
The sleeping horse.
I like that. Yeah, I'm going to use that
dark
from now on.
horse.
Yeah.
The sleeping horse is the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles are starting. Well, all right,
don't second guess, Coach.
I think the Eagles. They're only a game back of the Redskins. They still got Carson Wentz. He's starting to warm up. They've looked pretty good the past few weeks. They had a bye week to rest up. I think the Eagles are pretty scary.
Yeah, definitely.
But they lost to the Bucs, Coach.
That's a long time ago. That's back when we thought the Bucs were a good team.
Yeah. Now this is going to be one for analyst Rob. Rob, gonna ask you. I'm going to put you on the spot. Tell me the true or false. The New York Jets, those Jets.
Oh boy, yeah.
Are they above or below the Cleveland Browns, Rob?
Oh, don't do this to me. Are they?
This is a two-part.
I gotta say they're above.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Now, the second part of this one here, before we move on to fantasy and pick'ems, true or false? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are above or below the Cleveland Browns.
Below.
I'm gonna say above again.
Below.
They are above the Cleveland Browns, sitting at 25, nestled at that locked-in position of 25th rank. 25th is Bucks, 26th is Browns, 27th is the Jets, and then Bear Taffy, who is the absolute worst excuse for a teenage team football mutant ninja turtle in the NFL.
Oh, God. Raiders.
That is correct. They are still at number 32. So good job, Chucky. We see the ploy now. Everyone knows ploy now at this point. Huh. He's bombing the season, getting rid of all the old guard, and he's going to be installing his own parts in his new computer system. And in the next 3 seasons, the Raiders will be decent.
Yeah, but he's accruing a fuck ton of picks right now, in fairness to him.
That's what I'm saying.
I guarantee he's like Oakland, nobody cares about it. We're going to Vegas. They want that team in Vegas to be good. So that's all he cares about. And that's probably all ownership cares about.
It's all that stuff on the microphone when Gruden's saying, like, if we don't turn into a contender, I'll give back the Raiders $100 million. That ain't happening. In no universe is that ever going to happen under any circumstance or condition. But his hand has been shown now. Everyone knows what he's doing.
Grinders.
Yep. Chucky's axing them all, and he's carving them up and feeding them to the dog. What did Rob say? Or shoot him out of the cannon. Shoot him out of the cannon. That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, my question is actually, in John Gruden's idyllic future for the Raiders, you think Derek Carr is a part of it?
No.
I think it might not be either.
No, he'll be gone. I give Carr one more season, and then he's gone.
Yeah, I'd give him one more
season contract, I think, but
I don't know what his contract is, but I guarantee he's not going to be playing for more than half a season next season if he plays at all.
Nick Mullins.
Yeah, there you go.
Mullins.
There you go. So that is the NFL Power Rankings. Back up to Coach Krendor in the booth. Coach, take it away.
I just want to read some news. Quick here. We had Packers send Geronimo Allison to the IR. It's kind of sad, but we do have Valdez Scantling coming out of nowhere making some big plays. I'm pretty excited to watch him more. And Equanimous St. Brown. Also, Lions have waived Amir Abdullah. That's kind of surprising.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's still a decent player, too.
The Bills have cut starting corner Phillip Gaines.
Damn,
that's also
starting.
Interesting. Yep.
Yeah.
Packers cut James Whitehead, which he was kind of okay, and then he slapped the guy the other night, and now he's gone. I think the Packers also signed a safety. He used to be with the Browns and Mike Pettin, like Ibrahim something. I don't know. I hope he's not bad. She probably is. Bruce Irvin cleared waivers. I don't know who's going to get him. That's kind of interesting. And a fun stat I read here. Ezekiel Elliott had 96 total yards in the first half, then touched the ball 6 times in the second half. That's some.
How Jason Garrett still has a job. I will never know.
And I see the post right under this. Jerry Jones, since his record building the team, the Cowboys are 187 and 173 in regular season, 3-9 in the postseason. That's over like 20 years.
That is just awful, Coach.
Yep.
That's pretty bad.
And Jerry Jones also did say that he said straight up, Dak Prescott is young. He's going to get extended. So, I mean, like, I'm not even that against Dak. I think a lot of his development has been completely hampered in that awfully coached team.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at the same time, it's a pretty wild statement to make at contract negotiation times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
seriously. It's the NFC East, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
One of the craziest divisions in football.
For real.
And that's that news. Fantasy, I lost to Rob. It was close, though.
Yeah, it was a good game. Good job, Coach. But you fought hard. But Rob takes it 144 to 135. Shout out to the most underrated quarterback of all time, getting Rob nearly 40 points.
Breezes, baby.
Yeah.
I had him last year too. I love him. Drew Brees, man. He's the best.
40 points. Mahomes was not able to match that against the Browns.
Yep.
So that's all right. You know, we gave it a good fight, but in the end, we lost.
Yeah. I ended up besting Fairy Swarm 135-95. She knew that she was screwed though, because she essentially, I even tried to help her out. I was like, you have to start a tight end that isn't Gronkowski. Like, he's out. Like, he's been ruled out. And she's like, there's literally no one left. I was like, oh well.
Yeah.
Just take the L then, I guess.
I did forget to start Cooper Kupp again. I forgot he was like back, and he had about 20 points compared to Funchess's 8. So that would have gotten me what's that? 12 if I do the math. 12 points. What's that? That's 147.
Yeah,
That'll have won it.
Yeah, you would have won.
Huh. What do you know? What do you know? Just
Good
like
job.
the little things.
Good job, Coach. I similarly left Josh Gordon on the bench, so thank you, Bear, for not reminding me about that. I'm going to blame that one on Bear. But the Chicago defense did give me 28 points, which I was
Jesus.
Yep.
That
I had
was-
a feeling that was going to happen.
Oh right, yeah. We forgot to mention it. The Lions got sacked 10 times.
yeah.
Oh.
Stafford,
10 times.
who is on my bench, got -4 points.
Wow.
Jesus.
That's
That's some fantasy stats right there, Coach.
That's
let me
rough.
give you some more fantasy stats. Who's the top 3 most sacked quarterbacks in the NFL?
Currently,
Yep. Give me the top 3.
Stafford.
Ooh, boy.
Nope.
Wow.
No, I wasn't gonna.
Yes, Eli Manning's number 1 at 31 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
How he's still alive, I don't know.
Remember when they paid for Nate Solder? How'd that work out?
I was gonna say
Thought he'd
Carr.
solder up the line. He's at number 5. So you're close.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Give you each one more guess.
I'm gonna say it can't be anyone good. Like, it can't be Mahomes.
Mahomes is not on this list. No.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm gonna say Dak.
Yep, Dak's number 3. You got
Yeah.
one.
The other one,
Nope.
Oh, I'm surprised by number 2. I just looked it up.
Yep. Bear, give it a guess.
You took too long.
I
had
got
to
number
know.
1. How do we get number 1?
Deshaun Watson.
Oh, that guy.
yeah, that makes.
The least sack quarterback, if we look at this, well, I mean, some of these it's like backup quarterbacks. It's
Yeah,
like
Nick
whatever.
Foles. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick Foles, Sam Bradford. Drew Brees has only been sacked 9 times.
That team is complete, man. It's ready
Yeah.
for the Super Bowl.
What about Fitzpatrick?
Andrew
though?
Luck's only been sacked 10, actually.
Mm-hmm.
pretty
They're
good.
playing, yeah, they got that new offensive lineman in the draft, and I really hope that the Jets get one of those. Please.
Packers
saying the
sees one of
Colts.
those too. Aaron Rodgers, 23 sacks. So, I mean,
Yeah. You know, at the bottom of ESPN's list is a guy named Corey Bojorquez, who's
Yep.
a punter. It's a cool
Huh.
name.
that is a cool name. I like that name.
It's better than
Bojorquez.
Darnold.
Hey,
It really is. Yeah.
how about Nick Mullins? 0 sacks.
Monster.
He's
got
coming.
100% win percentage is all I'm saying.
Absolute monster.
He's the
That
GOAT.
dude, he's the GOAT, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's pick some games.
Let's pick some games.
Game
Da-da-da-da.
Let's pick some games.
Yeah. let's pick some games. Let me just throw this stat out here. I think we'd all like to hear this. Most passes intercepted.
Sam the Man Darnold.
Yeah.
14 interceptions is the
Yeah,
most
yeah,
there.
yeah. It's
And
not looking good.
behind him, Jameis Winston at 10 and Case
Yeah.
Keenum at 10. Wow.
Yep.
Yes.
So there we go.
So to update everyone on the Pick'em's record so far here going into week 10, Coach. We had at the end of week 9, the picks were 43% for Coach, 64% for Invicta, and a perfect 500 for Rob. Overall prediction total, Coach Crendor with 55%, Invicta with 61%, Alpaca Patrol was 62, and then Bear at 68%, even though Bear has missed 2 weeks.
Oh, damn it. Why couldn't
You've got
it be
an
1%
asterisk.
higher?
Sorry, Bear. Maybe you can do that this week.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been taking some risks, all right? I've been having some
You
fun.
picked the Bills to win over the Bears.
I've been
Coach.
taking some risks, okay? So
what
you
you
know
gotta
what?
do.
I'm gonna you know what? I'm gonna start tightening up my picks, all right? I'm going all out here. I'm gonna take this
Oh,
trophy home.
okay, yeah.
Well, thank God for that, because now that we're in week 10, you've
I actually can somebody out there like compare us to the actual like CBS and Fox like Terry Bradshaw and all them when they do their
Oh
picks?
yeah, I'd be curious. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd
we're
like
all
to
of us
see
are
that.
above 500, so
Yeah.
We're already better
that's all
than
I'm saying. Yeah, we're already
Yeah,
better.
much
than,
better,
Uh,
obviously.
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. Just
Well,
pay
I
up.
do want to mention your note for picking the Bills was Crendor is insane and pick the Bills. Someone get him help.
that is,
Well, I didn't make
is
that
the
note, but yeah,
yeah.
I mean, he's right.
Coach was off his rocker last week.
I don't know what I was drinking last. I mean, I was like,
Back.
I was ready to go to BlizzCon. I was doing all that. I was going wild. So
Just
now
blame it
I
on
think,
BlizzCon.
yeah, I'll blame it on BlizzCon.
Yeah,
Blame
there
it
you
on
go.
Diablo Immortal.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. So Thursday Night Football. We actually have a good game on Thursday Night Football.
For
I
once.
know.
That's gonna be a fun game to watch. Panthers
Yeah.
at Steelers.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, bounty alert, by the way. We all get to be paid to be excited about it.
yeah. I was just getting ready to.
yeah.
The bounty,
Wait,
the bounty activated it like an hour ago, and I kept trying to tell you guys.
Bounty alert, go. Bounty board, go.
There's dashboard bounties.
Live on the podcast. I didn't know.
Oh, activate bounty.
Activate bounty. Activate bounty. Accept.
Oh.
Accept. Yes, it's mine.
Glorious.
Thank you,
amazing.
NFL Thursday Night Football, for paying for my Disneyland tickets. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated.
All right.
Anyway,
Packers.
great game this Thursday. That I
Yeah,
totally
great
would have
game.
said that otherwise had I not just gotten paid off for by the NFL.
All right. So
Panthers,
who we taking?
Panthers at Steelers. Coach Crendor got to go with Pittsburgh.
The offense. I'm gonna look up some stats here. NFL.
Yeah, I think stats are in order for this game.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus
Line
Christ.
pick Carolina, going for it.
Wow.
Oof. Wow.
Okay.
Let's see. Where are the Panthers on defense? They're 11.
Where are the Panthers
Passing
from? Carolina.
defense. though.
Look at these stat
Yes.
babies.
I know. That's,
19.
that's why I'm like,
pass
Stat
defense.
babies having to
that's why I'm
rely
like,
on
Jesus Christ.
logic and reason to make their
8
choices.
in running, but if we take a look at the total offense, because Carolina's also at 13.
It's the fourth ranked offense going up against the 13th ranked offense. It's an easy pick. Steelers.
Here's the
I'm not
thing.
going to lock it in. but
Every
it's Steelers.
easy pick that Invicta chooses is an easy pick to the opposite.
You know what? I'm going to go Steelers after looking at the stats.
Yeah,
You know
there
what?
you go. Coach is on
After
my
looking
side.
at the stats, I'm gonna go.
Just pick. This is the first one.
Panthers. I'm taking Panthers.
Okay.
We're going to be here for the next 3 hours of Rob going.
Goddamn pizza on the way right now, man. Come on.
All right, now this is a tough one. Saints at Bengals. Ooh, man. I'm going to have to take the Saints, though.
Breezes.
I can't root for the Saints, but
Oh,
I have to against the Bengals.
Easy Saints choice here for me.
yeah, it's the Saints. Here's a good one. Falcons at Browns.
Go Browns.
Browns
Go
at home.
Browns.
I'm always
Go
fucking-
Browns.
Big Cub's gonna stomp them.
Go
Yeah, I'm
Browns.
gonna take the Falcons as well.
Hey, screw you guys. I'm going Browns.
Yeah,
all right.
All right.
Browns. Let's
Hell
do it.
yeah.
I'm staying with the Browns too. We're gonna have
Yeah.
fun.
You know what?
Rob.
Fuck it. I'm with you guys. I'm
Yeah,
going with the
yeah,
Browns.
yeah,
Browns.
yeah,
Let's
right.
go.
It's just a coin flip in the end.
Next up, Lions at Bears. Ooh.
That's the Bears.
The Bears.
Here's
Bears.
this thing.
I think
Lions
it's pretty
have
clear.
always played the Bears really tough. Even when the
Divisional game, yeah,
Lions,
they're always gonna play them tough.
even when the
Yeah.
Lions went 0-16, they almost beat the Bears. They
I'm
like
not
they'll
saying
play
it's
them
going to
tough.
be guaranteed. I'm saying Bears at home. Mac's probably going to play this game. They've been
Yeah.
winning. They're going to win this game.
Mac could have come back 2 weeks ago. They were saving him for a divisional game, I think.
Mac's back.
All right.
Mac.
Yeah.
Return of the
Mac. Check our weather forecast for
Oh my God, no.
Sunday. 40 degrees, cloudy. That's Matt Stafford weather.
I mean, you're not wrong.
He's lost
Give me
it.
the Lions.
That's
I think
what
they're
I
going
always
to
think
come
when I
back.
look at the phone. It's like 40 degrees cloud. That's some Matt Stafford weather.
Dude, divisional games are always crazy.
2 weeks in a row, Krendor's going to pick the Lions.
I think they're going to rebound here.
All right.
All right.
Coach
All right.
he's on the wacky whiskey again.
We don't have to do the next one.
Cardinals at Chiefs. Yeah, we can just. This is going to be sad.
Yeah.
If anyone uses their lock of the week for this game, you are not respected anymore at this table.
All right, I'm gonna call it right here. We can't lock this game as the lock of the week.
Come on!
You
Why
can't.
not?
It's too easy. All right.
And you
Watch
guys
the
used your
Cards
easy
win
locks
this
last
one.
week, or at least Rob did. So
Hey, I also was the first one to do a not easy lock, actually. So I should get extra credit.
no, you don't.
No. So we're all picking the Chiefs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Patriots at Titans.
Easy pick, Patriots.
Yeah, this is actually not very
Gonna
difficult.
be the Pats.
Yeah.
Good win, Bear.
But-
Good win.
Historically, since
What if?
2002, we have lost to the Titans once.
Krendor's officially lost it. Coach is gone.
What if?
He's gone.
You know what? I'm gonna take the Titans. I know. All right,
All
listen.
right.
I know.
No.
I
Remember
said I'm
when
not
Krendor
doing it.
earlier
I'm gonna
said
tighten it up. I'm gonna tighten it up.
He's gonna go all in on his picks
Coach
this
is-
time.
I said I was gonna tighten up my picks.
Oh, he was waiting for the moment.
he's right.
God damn it.
It's
like
like
a
a brilliantly crafted film.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Titans, and I'm probably gonna lose, but I'm gonna do it.
I need to know what rides
Titans.
you rode at Disneyland that made you
Indiana
have that
Jones?
bad stuff.
Dude, Indiana. Maybe maybe I got like splashed in the face with the like Pirates of the Caribbean water or something.
I got something in there, dude.
I am
Yeah,
the
I got
Lizard
something in
Queen.
All the rum.
Yeah, like on The Simpsons.
Make sure she takes these, then these, then these. Oh, thank you, doctor. Oh, I'm not a doctor.
What was that? Oh yeah, Titans giving up the least. All right,
You're
They
not going to
give up
convince us. I'm just going to
the
tell you.
least points per game.
You got to tell yourself whatever you got to tell yourself, buddy. But you sleep with that pick. We'll
Least
see how it
points per game.
You know how I see it going
Uh,
down? Titans have a good first half, and then Mike Vrabel gets out coached by Bill Belichick. That's probably how it's going to happen.
Mike
literally
Vrabel's
like
got
the
some
script.
inside knowledge, dude. He knows.
Maybe.
Belichick will get tired of playing like, all right, we're Big Brother here. It's time to win. I predict that they will not. That the Patriots won't even like lose the lead in that
All
game.
right, write that down. Patriots won't even lose the lead.
Well, that's not my pick, Coach.
You literally
I know.
just
I
said
just
predicted it.
That's
I
your
want a note of
prediction.
that. I want a note of that on the thing.
Like,
all right.
if the Titans go down the first drive and kick a field goal,
Then
all
you're
right,
wrong. Well, then you're
Well,
wrong.
you're wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then you've been wrong.
whatever. I'm not going back on it.
All right, whatever.
That's not as crazy as Krendor picking the Titans versus the Patriots.
It's very
Listen,
true.
all right. Do you think this is crazier than picking the Bills?
No, but it's up there.
There we go. I'm getting better.
At least you set a low bar.
Yeah. Redskins at Buccaneers.
It's such a
Redskins.
hard game to pick.
I've
I
got
kind of
Redskins
want
for
to take
sure.
the Redskins too, but I also feel like the Buccaneers are due for a win, right? Like they gotta win.
Not
sometime.
against the Redskins.
That was your.
Well, you know what?
They'll beat
Redskins
the Giants next week.
Redskins are banged up. I've seen Clinton Dix in action against, players that can run faster than him, and Deshaun Jackson's going to run faster than him. I think Fitzmagic's going to throw some bombs. I think Buccaneers got this.
I'm taking the Bucks too.
I can't go against Coach if he picks the Bucks, so I got to go Bucks.
You know why I'm taking the Bucks? Because that breakdown of the different bars they have on NFL.com is the weirdest fucking thing that I've ever seen. They have the number 2 ranked offense, the Buccaneers, with the number 1 ranked passing offense and the 30th ranked rushing offense.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Yeah.
Seems,
Wow.
weird.
Thanks, Rob.
They are. Wait, that's the Giants are 31st with Saquon Barkley?
Yeah, I mean, probably. They've got. I
guess
mean,
so.
they've got no one else on the team. It feels like so.
But you would think that's all they would do,
Yeah,
right?
but then you can't run the ball that much if you're losing every game.
Well, that's true too. All right.
Yeah. Bear has a
Um,
pizza on the way.
I wasn't gonna say it.
All right. The next up, we have the Bills at Jets. The
Guys,
game of the
please.
week, folks. Game of the week.
Dinger, coach.
Please, guys.
Dinger.
Solid.
Rob, what's your choice?
Kill me. Can I drink bleach? Can I take that as a choice?
You can.
You know what? Actually, I'm taking the Jets, obviously, because I'm a Jets fan. But I hope that we lose, and I hope that we lose like 50-0, so that Todd Bowles gets immediately fired.
That is the most Jets fan thing
It is the
I've ever
only thing
heard.
that I want more in. There's nothing more that I want in the world than Todd Bowles leaving. So
We needed a gold star on that quote saying that this is the most Jets thing we'll hear this entire season, Rob.
look, you haven't had to watch our fucking games. You still have the #1 ranked offense, you piece of garbage.
It's Tampa Bay, though.
Yeah, in losing games, at least you get to watch some football. I get to watch our center not know how to play the game.
As bad as the Bills are, as bad as Nathan Peterman is, the Bills still have the number 3 defense in football. And
Yeah, I mean,
the
you're not
Jets
wrong.
aren't good. So you know what? I think this is Nathan Peterman getting his
Not
first
again.
I
win.
think it's gonna be. Yeah, he's really tightening up those.
I mean, the Jets have
He's
already given
drinking
the
the
Browns
Peter
their
juice.
first win.
He
The
heard
Browns
Odell
already
Beckham.
got their first win against the Jets. Why not Nathan Peterman?
Yep.
Going Bills.
Maybe
You
the
know.
Jets are just meant to be a redemption arc for every poor sod that had to
you
endure
might be
the-
right.
a lifetime of
We've already
sadness.
lost to the Browns and Brock Osweiler. We might actually give up a loss to Nate
It's
Peterman.
gonna
too.
happen. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna
Christ.
ride this train too. Fuck it, the Bills are gonna win.
Oh, kill me.
Don't worry, Rob. I'm with you. I picked the Jets. I think these
Thank
two are
you.
crazy.
Thank you.
I think Bear and Coach have completely
I'm
lost.
a little crazy for that one, but I just like the storyline enough to go with it.
Yeah, I think that's a
That's
good
fair.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we've got the Jaguars at Colts.
Taking the Colts.
I'm gonna take the Colts too.
Yeah, I'll go Colts for sure.
I don't think anyone's taking the Jags.
Nope. Until we see that they're like sober enough to play football, I think we're not gonna pick
Can
them.
we get a party boat count from Coach if we're keeping a Winston Uber count for me?
Yes. Yep. Give me the party boat, and
Okay.
Blake Bortles is driving that boat,
Well, I
holding
mean,
a
don't
Bud
really-
Light in his hand.
you don't really drive.
Dude, Okay, look. I mean, we've already said that it's pretty clear it's going to be Colts here, but
Yeah.
they're a 3-5 team. They look like they're probably pretty bad if you just look at that. But the past couple of weeks, they've been doing real well, and Andrew Luck's been looking really good. So I think they might turn it around this year. I don't know if they're going to go to the playoffs, but
Yeah,
Playoffs.
that's what I said a couple weeks
Playoffs.
ago. We're like 1-5. That they are way better than 1-5. That's for
Yeah.
damn sure.
Mhm.
Actually, Coach, you steer a boat. You don't really drive it.
Okay. Okay.
wanted
We
to
don't need
see-
specifics here.
Oh yeah, pizza on the way.
Chargers at
I
Raiders.
mean, you all know
Is
what
it-
we're taking.
Yeah,
Are
it's
going-
Chargers across the
are
board.
I'm
going
gonna
to
lock
get-
this in, man. Lock the Chargers.
Lock
on
it
that
in.
one. That's easy.
Lock it
Locking in the Chargers.
Oof.
Wait,
Seahawks at
wait.
Rams.
Wait, all
Wait.
three of you are locking in the Chargers?
No.
Oh.
No, not yet, but maybe.
I think they were just echoing my lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Seahawks at Rams.
Rams.
Now Seahawks.
Ooh.
Really? You're gonna
Yeah,
take the
Seahawks are gonna take this one on the road.
I contemplated taking the Seahawks, but I've already gone enough crazy for the day, so I'm gonna go Rams.
I'm good.
every time I've picked on a Seahawks game this year. Actually, Hippo Nora, can you figure this out? I think I've been wrong on every Seahawks pick, so I'm going to pick the Rams and hope.
All right.
I think the Rams are gonna lose a lot of mojo here.
I've got the Rams. They're going to be looking for a counterattack after that loss to the Saints at home.
Yeah.
All right. Dolphins at Packers. Packers, please don't lose it. If we
You
could
want to
just
lose
not,
to the Brock Lobster too, buddy?
if we could just not fumble the ball, I think we've got a chance. I think we've got a chance if we just don't fumble the ball. It's really that simple.
This
That
might be
should
an icy
be the
game.
entire week should just be like a coaching session of yelling at everyone to not fumble the ball.
Yeah, that's called practice coach.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah, I'm taking Packers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Packers. for me, too.
Packers.
All right. Yeah, I don't. The Dolphins. They're
We're-
still just the Dolphins. I
They're
don't think
fine, but the Packers are better.
We're with you, coach.
Yeah.
Cowboys at Eagles. Ooh, that's an Eagles for me.
Yeah, that's very Eagles.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Extremely
what.
Eagles.
I'm locking it in.
Locked
Oh!
in! Lock of the week, Coach Crandor.
There it is. I called them. They're the sleeping horse, dude. They're waking up.
I'll pick Eagles too.
Oh, boy.
And, of course, the barn burner of the century, the ultimate battle, the Monday night thriller, the Giants at the 49ers.
I need to get you an echo pedal, Victor. That would have been.
That would
Thank
be
you.
amazing. Yeah.
I'd love one. I actually returning the microphone that Rob got me. So well, Rob
I
didn't
did
get
not get you a microphone.
it. Rob did anyway. Damn it,
I'm
Rob.
gonna go with San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm on the Mullins train.
Yeah, Mullins is the GOAT, so he's going to win, obviously. So
Yeah.
they're going to run the
Yeah.
table. They're going to win out. So
Gonna be it's okay. Well, I'm not.
you
I'm
can just
not
put me
agreeing
down
with
for 49ers every game that Nick Mullins is starting.
that. Whew.
Do you want to lock that in?
Yeah,
I'll give
that's
you triple the points if you do that now. You do every 49ers game. I'll give you.
I
three
should
goals.
get like 5 times the points if I lock that in right now. They're going to run the
But
table.
only
at
the
2-7.
games Mullins starts.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I got Niners, coach.
Yeah.
All
Niners.
So, what are our locks? I got Eagles, Bear has, Chargers.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did Chargers over Raiders.
Yep.
Rob?
My lock of the week, coach. It's gonna come to a surprise, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my pizza's here. Damn it.
Lock
Classic.
it in. Let's go.
Yeah, lock it, Bear, quick.
I locked it.
I'm taking the Saints as my lock.
All right.
I was gonna say the Patriots.
All right.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
seems
I mean,
fair.
you're wrong, but that's fine.
Sorry to go directly in the face of you, coach,
Yeah.
but
That's that much sweeter when the Titans tighten it up and win.
The
I'm
real
telling you, dude.
question is, do you have the balls to lock in Titans beating the Patriots?
No. No, I don't.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, that's that. That's week that's
Hey.
week 9, everybody. We're closing in on the second. Well, we're in the second half
We're
of
in
the
the
season.
second
We're
half,
closing in. Yeah, dude, I'm pumped for like Thanksgiving in 2 weeks. How about that?
Yeah, right.
We're gonna get
Ready.
some. What are the Thanksgiving games? Hold on, let me look at that real quick. We got Bears
Probably
at Lions.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep, Bears at Lions.
Redskins,
at Cowboys.
Yeah.
And Falcons at Saints. That's pretty good.
Ooh, Falcons Saints will be pretty good.
Yeah. And I think Redskins Cowboys is pretty even matchup of mediocre teams.
Yeah, that would be really, really boring, that game.
Yeah, but
What's
you
the
know,
Lions
we'll
one?
be Bears. So Lions will. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how they play.
That'd
this
be
week, and
interesting.
then-
That'd be an interesting
Yeah.
game.
Well,
that'd be
coincidentally, I mean, thank goodness that the Lions are playing the Bears this week. So just saying,
Mhm.
we'll have a better idea of
Yeah.
how good
True.
that game's going to be.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And then, next week's actually pretty good too. We got Packers at Seahawks Thursday night football.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Oh my
be
God,
good. Then
2
we got
Thursday night games in a row that are good.
yeah,
It's
and then
amazing.
Sunday nights Vikings at Bears. That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
That'll be very
and
good.
Then
Before
Ooh,
Monday night
Eagles at
Chiefs
Saints.
at Rams
Oh,
and
no.
Eagles at Saints. Oh
Yeah,
my
you
God!
got
There's,
Saints at Jeez.
there's so many good games the week after this week.
Yeah,
right.
we
Well-
can.
before we end it, Coach Crendor, we have to know, because I know the world is going to be wondering.
What kind of pizza do you get, Bear?
That's a great question.
It's just a nice little pepperoni.
Ooh.
What
Solid
classic.
choice.
what kind of crust?
Just a standard hand tossed.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh.
toss my hand.
Did they have the garlic crumbles on the crust as well?
They got
Oh,
that garlic.
man.
Oh, yeah.
It's got pineapple on it.
Nah,
Oh. Yeah.
That's
of
food.
Satan.
I actually like
boner.
pineapple on some pizzas.
Food boner is way gone now. It's just
As much as I'm a pizza snob, I'm for pineapple on pizza.
Oh my God, get me out of
I
here!
like it.
We're
I
done.
do want to go eat it though.
Solid.
So
Put a
We're
little
done.
bacon on
we can
there.
wrap up.
I'm
All
out.
right, we're done.
Crunchy,
Thank you for
got
listening.
some
Thank you for
sweet-
whatever. Please,
Ooh.
YouTube.com/3 guys. Look on
Tasty.
YouTube. Look at SoundCloud, Twitter, whatever. Okay, bye bye.
Get me out of here, these freaking heathens.